Every joke has the same shape, a setup and a punchline. The setup builds something, the punchline takes it away. Now look at your life. Life spent years on the setup. It gave you a mother who knew the exact way you liked your food. It gave you a father who seemed, for a while, like the strongest man alive. It gave you knees that never hurt, sleep that came the second you closed your eyes, friends you saw every single day, and a feeling you had it once, try to remember it, that all of this was permanent, that this was just how things were. That was the setup. You already know the punchline. You've known since the first funeral. You just never let yourself say it in one sentence, so I'll say it for you. Everything you have is being taken back. Slowly, on a schedule you were never shown by the same hand that gave it to you. Your parents are being taken right now, 1 year at a time while you're too busy to call. Your body is being taken right now, quietly, a little each night while you sleep. Your friends are being taken. And at the end, the collector comes for the last item on the list, which is you. Nothing you own was ever yours. It was on loan, all of it. And life isn't a dirty joke because it's cruel. Cruelty at least pays attention to you. It's the indifference. The taking happens on time, without explanation, by something that won't even stay to watch your face when you notice what's gone. But here's what should actually scare you. Not the taking. You can't stop the taking. It's that you are asleep during the part where you still have everything. This week, this exact, ordinary, boring week you're annoyed about, this is the part of the joke you'll spend the rest of your life trying to get back to, and you're scrolling through it. I'm going to show you how the theft works, the schedule, the method, and the reason you never feel it happening. Near the end, I'll tell you about a beggar outside a temple, and about a bowl of rice, and if those two don't change how you see your life, nothing will. Stay to the end, not for me, for the people you're about to think about. Start with the theft you're closest to, the one happening inside your own skin. You think of your body as yours. It isn't. It's a rental, and the landlord has already started taking the furniture out. And he started earlier than you think. Your hearing has been narrowing since your 20s. There are sounds you heard as a teenager that are simply gone, and you never noticed the day they left. Your bones peaked around 30 and started the long walk down. The skin on the back of your hand is already slower to snap back than it was 10 years ago. Try it, pinch it, watch it hesitate. Nobody sends you a notice. That's the method. There's no letter that says, this year we're taking the deep sleep. This year the knees on stairs. This year the name of that actor. It'll be there, you'll feel it, you just won't be able to reach it. It's a burglary carried out so slowly that you defend the burglar. You call it just getting older. You even joke about it at parties, and everyone laughs with you. You were laughing at your own repossession. And here's the part no one says out loud. Somewhere in your past, there was a day your body worked better than it ever will again. A specific day. Maybe you were 19, maybe 24. You could run without stretching, eat anything, sleep anywhere, heal in days. The absolute peak of the machine. You don't know which day it was. Nobody does. Because it felt like nothing. It felt like a Tuesday. You spent the best physical day of your entire existence worrying about something you can no longer even remember. That's not a design flaw. That's the design. The peak is never announced. You only find out where the top of the mountain was by walking downhill long enough to turn around. So when does anyone finally notice the body? When it breaks. You have never once in your life thanked your back, until the day it stopped cooperating, and then you thought about nothing else for 2 weeks. You've never been grateful for swallowing. Ask someone who's lost the ability. There are people who would trade everything they own to taste food again, to climb one flight of stairs, to sleep one night without pain, to have one ordinary day inside the body you're currently ignoring. You are right now in possession of things that dying people pray for, and you feel nothing. Hold that. I'll show you why you feel nothing a little later. There's a mechanism that has a name, and once you see it, you'll see it everywhere. But first, look at what you're doing with the body while you still have it. Here is a transaction you make every single day and have never once examined. You wake up in the only hours of your life you will ever get. Hours that cannot be printed, borrowed, refunded, or bought back at any price by any billionaire on earth. And you sell them. 8 of them, 10 with the commute. The best ones too, the morning energy, the sharp mind, the daylight, those go to the company. And what do the people you love get? They get the leftovers, the husk that walks in at 7, the parent too drained to play, saying in a minute to a child who is aging out of asking, the partner who gets the exhausted, irritable, scrolling version of you, the version that's left after strangers took the good part. Your family gets you at your worst hours every day, and a company gets you at your best. And you signed that deal, and you renew it every morning without reading it. Now watch the loop close, because this is where it turns into comedy. Why do you sell the hours? To pay for the house. The house you are not in because you're at work paying for it. You bought a car, the drive to the job that pays for the car. You pay the electricity bill for rooms that sit dark all day because everyone who lives there is out earning the electricity bill. Then you're tired, so you pay for convenience, the delivery, the shortcuts, the weekend trip to recover, which costs money, which costs hours, which makes you tired. You are selling your life to pay for the storage of a life you don't have time to live. A hamster at least knows the wheel isn't going anywhere. And the exchange rate gets worse the longer you play. In your 20s and 30s, you trade health for money, the skipped sleep, the desk spine, the stress you wear like a uniform. In your 60s, you'll trade the money back for health, the doctors, the procedures, the medicines. And the market will be brutal because health sells cheap and buys back expensive. You will spend the second half of your life trying to repurchase what you liquidated in the first half at 10 times the price, and the full amount is not available at any price. Then there's the carrot that keeps you pulling, retirement. The deal where you hand over your 30s, 40s, and 50s, the strong back, the working knees, the years your parents were still alive and your kids still wanted you around, in exchange for freedom delivered at 65, to a body that can no longer spend it. Free time in the exact decade the repossession finishes. You sold the summer and bought the winter. And here is the line I want you to carry out of this section because it's the truest thing I know about work. If you died tonight, the job posting would be up before your funeral. The projects would be reassigned by Friday. Within a month, the company would run exactly as it runs now. That's not cynicism, that's literally what companies are built to do. But the chair at your mother's table? That stays empty forever. Nobody gets hired into it. You give your most irreplaceable hours to the place that can replace you fastest, and the leftovers to the people who never can. And speaking of them, while you were at the desk, the clock was running somewhere else too, on 2 people in particular. Here is a fact you have spent your whole life avoiding, and I'm going to put it in numbers because numbers are harder to argue with than feelings. If your parents are around 60 and live far from you, and you visit a few times a year, count it. Actually count it. 4 visits a year, maybe 20 more years if you're lucky. That's 80 visits. 80. You have seen your mother, let's say, a few thousand times in your life so far. Nearly all of those are behind you. What's in front of you fits in 2 hands worth of trips. If each visit is a couple of days, then all the time you will ever spend with your mother again, total in your entire remaining life, adds up to a few months. That's it. That's the account balance. You treat your parents like a landmark, something that will obviously still be there whenever you finally get around to it, after the busy season, after things settle down. Things never settle down, and you don't lose your parents at the funeral. The funeral is just the paperwork. You lose them in installments, and the installments started years ago. There was a last time your father picked you up and carried you, a real day. It happened. He put you down, and neither of you knew that was the final one, and it never happened again. There was a last time your whole family slept under one roof, all of you, everyone alive and everyone home, and it almost certainly already happened and nobody marked it because it felt like nothing. It felt like a Tuesday. The last times almost never announce themselves. They dress up as ordinary times. That's how they get past you. And while you're waiting to have more time, watch what's actually happening on the other end of the phone. Your mother is getting smaller, not just older, smaller. One day you'll hug her and realize your arms go further around than they used to, and something in your chest will drop. Your father, the man whose hands you thought could fix anything, now asks you how to do things. He hands you the phone to fix. He asks you to open the jar. Do you understand what you're watching? The man is handing the strength back. He carried it as long as he could, and now he's passing it to you, one small humiliation at a time, and he hates it, and he will never say a word about it. And what do you give them? 20 minutes on a Sunday? Half listening, watching something on mute while she tells you about people from her town you don't remember. Annoyed, you get annoyed at the woman who once stayed awake all night, every night for a year because you couldn't sleep unless she was holding you. You will remember those phone calls, I promise you that. There will come a Sunday when the phone doesn't ring and cannot ring, and you would give anything, say it honestly, you would give years off your own life for one more boring call about people you don't remember. The cruelest part? Life lets you know all of this in advance. It's not hidden. You know your parents are mortal, you know the visits are finite, you could do the math any day you wanted, and you still won't call more often. You'll finish this video, you'll feel something for 10 minutes, and most of you still won't call. That's not because you're evil, it's because of the mechanism, the one I keep promising. We're almost there. One more stop first, because I want to show you what all this begging looks like from the outside. There's a scene that repeats every day in every country on Earth, and once you see it clearly, you cannot unsee it. A man walks toward a temple, or a church, or a mosque, it doesn't matter. The scene is identical everywhere. And outside the door, there's a beggar. There's always a beggar outside the door, hand out asking him for 10 rupees, a coin, anything. And the man walks straight past, doesn't look, doesn't slow down, goes inside, folds his hands, closes his eyes, and asks God for 10 million. Two men, 10 meters apart, doing exactly the same thing, hand out asking someone more powerful for help. The only difference is the window they picked. One is begging a man who could actually hear him, the other is begging the sky.
The man inside would be insulted by the comparison. He's not a beggar, he's devout. He has a job, a family, dignity. But strip the costume off and tell me what's different. He came to a door with a need he can't fill himself. He'll go home, wait, hope, and come back next week to ask again. Do that outside a shop and they call it begging. Do it inside a holy building and they call it faith. And of the two men, the beggar is the more honest one. He knows what he is. He knows who he's asking. And when someone gives, he says thank you to a face he can see. The man inside won't even admit he's begging. And when he gets what he asked for, watch how fast the thanking stops. This isn't about religion. Believe whatever you believe. It cuts the same either way. It's this. Everyone is begging. Everyone, at different windows, in different costumes, all day long. The employee rehearsing all night how to beg the manager for a raise without letting it sound like begging. The manager begging the director begging the board. The single person begging an app, hundreds of swipes, hand out, choose me, choose me. The married person begging their spouse for attention that used to be free. The old man begging his children to visit. The children, decades earlier, begging that same man to come play when he was too busy, begging at his door the way he now begs at theirs. Parents beg children, children beg parents, just never at the same time. That's the joke's timing. The window's always closed on one side. And everyone is begging for the same reason. Everyone has had something taken or is terrified of the next taking and is standing at some door asking for it back or asking to keep it a little longer. Health, money, love, time, attention. Different words on the sign, same sign. You too, don't smile, you too. Tonight, lights off, staring at the ceiling. Listen to what your own mind is doing. It's at a window, hand out. So no, you didn't walk past the beggar because you're better than him. You walked past him because he's a mirror, and nobody stops to look at a mirror that unflattering. Now the mechanism, the reason you feel none of the theft while it's happening. The reason you ignore your body, your parents, the roof over your head, the person who always shows up. I told you it has a shape. Here it is. Punch a man every day for 99 days. Then on the 100th day, stop. He'll be grateful. Something in him will actually thank you. The absence of the punch will flood him like a gift. Now feed a man every day for 99 days. Then on the 100th day, stop. He'll hate you. He'll tell people what you did to him. Not what you gave him for 99 days, what you did to him on the 100th. Same man, same 100th day, opposite verdict. And the only thing that changed was the direction of the change. The Chinese said it in one line generations ago. A small measure of rice earns gratitude. A A large measure earns resentment. Give a starving man a handful of rice once, and you saved his life, and the thank you comes from the bottom of him. Give him a full bowl every single day, and watch the ugly arithmetic happen. Somewhere around the 30th bowl, it stops being a gift. It becomes the baseline. It becomes what Tuesday looks like. And now, this is the sick part. Now, you can only move in one direction in his ledger. Keep giving the full bowl, he feels nothing. Give him extra, he feels it for a day, then that's the new baseline. Give him slightly less, you robbed him. You, the only person who ever fed him, are now the villain of his story. You don't feel what you have. You feel the change in what you have. That's the whole mechanism. That's the entire lock on the human heart in one sentence. Levels are invisible. Only movement registers. And once you know that, the world confesses everything. Why does the man ignore the wife who's been loyal for 20 years and light up at a stranger's small attention? Because loyalty held steady for 20 years, and a held steady signal disappears. The stranger is a change. Why do children take the devoted parent for granted and spend their lives chasing approval from the cold one? Because the devoted parent's love never moved. It was there before memory began. It's not an event, it's wallpaper. The cold one's approval flickers. Flickering is the only thing the machine can see. Why are you unmoved by clean water, a full fridge, a door that locks, limbs that work, a country not on fire? Things billions of people are begging for at every window on earth? Because none of them changed today. Do this right now. Name the person who has shown up for you the most consistently for the longest time, asking the least. You have someone. Everyone has exactly one face that comes up. Now answer honestly. When did you last thank them? Not the reflex thanks, the real kind, where you look at them and say it. You can't remember. Of course you can't. They became rice. The people who love you the most reliably are the people you are neurologically incapable of seeing. The kindness that never stops is the kindness that goes invisible. You will register it exactly once more with total clarity at full volume on the day it stops. And on that day, standing in the silence where the bowl used to be, you'll finally do the math on 99 days of rice. Grief is just gratitude that showed up late and found the door locked. That's what the thief uses. Understand this. Life doesn't need to hide the theft. It hides it inside constancy. It takes slowly at the exact speed you adapt. So the level drops, but no single day feels like a change, and you feel nothing, decade after decade, until enough is gone that the floor shows. You are being robbed at the precise speed of your own numbness. Now, though one step darker, because the rice works in the other direction too, and nobody wants to look at that side. If good things go invisible when they hold steady, then what do you actually feel as happiness? Look at your own life for the answer, not the posters. Your actual felt moments of relief. The headache stops. The test result comes back negative. The debt clears. The fight ends and she's speaking to you again. The lump was nothing. The layoffs missed you. Do you see what those have in common? Nothing arrived. Something paused. An enormous amount of what you have called happiness has just been the beating stopping for a while, the punch not landing on the 100th day, and you were grateful to the same fist. Life takes your ease, then sells a piece of it back to you, and you call the transaction joy. It gives you a body that will ache, then gives you one morning without the ache, and you nearly weep with relief at the loan of your own health. It surrounds you with people it has already scheduled for taking, then lets one scare, one hospital corridor, one phone call at a strange hour show you what it could do. And when it doesn't do it yet, when it puts the gun back down, you feel blessed. Blessed by the postponement of a robbery. This is why people say the strangest sentence at hospitals, and mean it. Thank God it was only the leg. Only. You're thanking the thief for his restraint. He came into the house, took the television, left the rest, and the family lights candles. I'm not mocking anyone. I've said it too. That's the point. The joke is built so well that gratitude itself gets routed back to the thing doing the taking. The fist that pauses gets thanked more than the hand that fed for 99 days. And yet, hold on to this, we're going to need it at the end. The relief also proves something else. It proves the feeling is possible. The volume knob exists. On the 100th day when the punch didn't come, the man felt the ordinary morning at full volume. The question, the only question that matters, is whether there's a way to feel it without needing the 99 days of punches first. There is one. only one that I know of. It's behind the last door, and the last door is the worst one, so let's get it over with. Before we open the last door, there's one theft I skipped. I skipped it because it's the strangest one, and because it's the only one where you never even thought to file a complaint. Somewhere in your past, there was a child with your name. That child was real as you are right now. He had a laugh that came out before he could stop it, a reflex, not the managed thing you do in meetings. He ran for no reason, not to get somewhere, not for exercise, because the body wanted to run. He showed people his drawings without checking their faces to see how it landed. He cried the second something hurt, loudly, and 20 minutes later it was completely over. Not stored, not carried, not brought up in an argument 9 years later. He believed things you'd be embarrassed to say out loud now, that the people around him would always be there, that growing up was a prize. Where is that child? Don't say, "I grew up." That's the burglar's phrasing, the polite word for a removal. What actually happened is that life took him from you a little at a time, the same way it takes everything, slowly, at the speed of your numbness. The first time you showed something you loved and someone laughed at it, a piece of him was handed over that day. The first time you learned honesty gets punished and performance gets rewarded. The first time you understood that the adults were improvising and nobody was coming. Piece by piece, he was traded in. And what came back in the exchange? You. This. The person watching this at whatever hour it is, careful, guarded, tired in a way sleep doesn't fix, laughing with a hand on the volume knob, loving with one eye on the exit. You are the ransom note for a kidnapped child, and you've been carrying it around, calling it a personality. And this is the one taking you helped with. The body, you couldn't stop that. The parents aging, not your doing. But this one, every disappointment you answered by feeling a little less, wanting a little less openly, showing a little less of the drawing. You called it maturing. It was rice arithmetic running on your own soul. Each small deadening became the new baseline inside a month, so no single year ever felt like a loss. Add up 30 of those years and stand back. The distance between that running, laughing, loudly crying child and the person in your mirror, that distance is the largest single thing life has taken from you so far. Bigger than the hearing, bigger so far than the funerals. And nobody grieves it because there was no date, no body. It felt like nothing. It felt like a Tuesday. I won't tell you he's retrievable. Most of him isn't. But he's not entirely gone either. You felt him. He surfaces for a second or two when you laugh before you can manage it, when you're absorbed in something and forget to watch yourself. That flicker is him, still in there, under 30 years of insulation. Here's the clause in the contract nobody reads out loud at weddings, at births, at the start of the friendship in the school corridor. Every single person you love will be taken from you, or you will be taken from them. There is no third option. There has never been a third option. Every love story ever lived ends in one of two ways: a funeral you attend or a funeral you cause. The absolute best case, the one everything worked out for, ends with one old person learning to sleep alone. Best case, that's the best case. And death is only the formal taking, the one with paperwork. Most of the taking is done quietly, years earlier, without a body. You had a best friend once. Inseparable, that was the actual word people used. Where is he now? No fight ended it. Nothing ended it. The gaps between talking just widened, a week, a month, a year, until the friendship was a photograph and a birthday message, and then just the photograph. Neither of you can name the day it died because there wasn't one. Life doesn't kill most relationships. It lets them starve, one skipped call at a time, and the taking is so slow, rice again, always the rice, that you feel nothing until the day something reminds you of him, and you sit there stunned by the size of what left the building without a sound. Count them. The cousin you were your whole childhood, the friends from that one perfect year, the people you swore forever to and meant it. You've already lost dozens. A survivor of 100 small deaths, and you never mourned a single one because none of them happened on a particular day. And the ones still here? Look around your table.
Some of the people you'll eat with this year, you will watch be taken one by one in an order you don't get to know. Or you'll in first and become the empty chair yourself, the story they tell, the phone number nobody can bring themselves to delete. One or the other. It's already decided. The list exists, only the dates are blank. That's what a life is under the noise, a room full of people you love being emptied at random intervals in the dark while everyone pretends the room is permanent. And you had today in that room. Everyone's still here, a confirmed day. You spent it irritated in traffic, arguing with a stranger online, half answering your mother, postponing the friend, saving the real living for a later chapter as if someone had shown you the dates. One last theft. This one happens after you're gone, which is why almost nobody thinks about it, and it's the one that finishes the joke. Somewhere in the world, right now, there is a last person alive who will ever say your name out loud. That person may already be born. It may be someone you've held. And there will be a specific day, an ordinary one, a Tuesday, when they say your name for the final time in some passing sentence, and then never again. After that, you are not dead. You're something quieter than dead. You're finished. Test it on yourself. Name your 8 great-grandparents. You can't. Nobody can. 8 people whose entire lives happened in full color. Every fear, every humiliation, every person they loved so much it hurt. They worked their whole lives. They saw a face in a mirror every morning for 70 years, and you, their direct descendant, cannot produce one name. That's 3 generations. That's the whole distance between a full human life and total silence. 3. The tape measures forward, too. Your great-grandchildren won't know your name, won't know you existed. Everything you're worried about right now, the job title, the argument you're still replaying, the number in the account, what those people said about you, is being erased on a timer roughly 80 years long, and it started the day you were born. And your things, someone will spend one weekend in your rooms, and everything you accumulated across an entire lifetime gets sorted into 3 piles: keep, sell, throw. Mostly throw. The clothes you chose carefully go into bags. The furniture you saved for is sold to a stranger who haggles over it. Your phone, the one in your hand every day, the one you panic if you lost, gets wiped and resold. And the house you spent 30 years paying for will have other people's shoes at the door within the year. So look at the position you're in. You were working yourself into the ground in hours you cannot replace for things that will be sorted into piles by tired relatives over a single weekend to impress people who will also be forgotten in a world that won't hold your name past 3 generations. I'm not saying that to crush you. There's a freedom buried in it, and it's the same one behind the door. If none of it is being kept, then almost nothing you're afraid of matters. The embarrassment you still replay from 9 years ago, erased. The judgment of the people whose approval you're organizing your life around, erased. And them with it. The status you're bleeding your best hours to hold, gone in the sorting. Nothing is being recorded, which means nothing is at stake except the part you're inside of right now. So there it is, the whole joke laid flat. Everything was alone. The body is being repossessed in the dark. Your best hours are sold every morning to a place that could replace you by Friday. The parents are leaving in installments while the phone sits quiet. Everyone begs at a window while ignoring the beggar at their own door. The mechanism keeps what you have invisible and only rings the bell when it's taken. Your happiness is mostly the beating pausing. The child you were is already gone. Every person in the room is on the list. And in 3 generations, nobody will be able to say your name. Now I'll tell you what I will not do. I won't stand here and tell you it's all secretly beautiful. It isn't a trick of perspective. The taking is real. The room really does empty. Anybody selling you a version of this with the theft removed is selling you the sleep, and the sleep is the only thing the thief actually needs from you. But there's one thing the thief cannot do, and the whole door swings on it. He can't take anything you're looking at, not while you're looking. The theft only works in the dark. It needs your adaptation, your numbness, your certainty that all of this is permanent and can be attended to later. Every single mechanism I've shown you tonight runs on one fuel, your attention being elsewhere. The man who knows he's holding rice tastes the rice. That's the entire door. It doesn't get more complicated than that. You can't stop the 100th day from coming, but you can be one of the very few humans who felt the 99, who didn't need the punch to stop, or the diagnosis to land, or the funeral to start before the volume came on. Which means the knowledge you have right now, the one sitting in your chest feeling like a stone, that's not despair. That's the key. The stone and the key are the same object. every mystic and philosopher who ever said, "Remember death," was saying this exact thing. The people who see the thief clearly are the only ones who ever really see what he's coming for. And since nothing is being recorded, nothing is at stake except the part you were standing in. Not the status, not what they think, not the account. Those get sorted into piles. The only thing that was ever real is the Tuesday you're in. Tonight, there's a voice on the other end of a phone that will not always pick up. There's a body carrying you without complaint that will not always carry you. There's a table of people whose ordinary, boring presence is the thing you will one day beg every window in the world to give you back for a single evening. And there are hours left today that nobody has bought yet. It's all still here. Tonight, it's all still here. The juke is coming for you either way. The setup, the punchline, none of that was ever yours to choose. The only thing you get to choose is whether you were awake for the part where you had everything. Would you rather die first or watch them all go? If this one hit, press the hype button. It does more for a channel this size than you'd think. Membership is there if you want to go deeper, and if this video earned it, Super Thanks is open. Now, close the app and make the call. You know which one.
This is Eternal Rift.